Hey, fellow pastors, McKay here. As you prepare your next sermon, I want you to think about both positional grace and transformational grace, because I really want us to consider preaching both in every sermon. Salt and pepper, rice and gravy, steak and seasoning, because grace isn't just a fallback for moral failure. It is the fuel for fruitfulness, for spiritual growth and practical change. But most of us have been taught to preach grace primarily as forgiveness. And so, how can we preach grace as both positional and transformational? Well, let's break it down. Positional grace is God's work for us. This is Jesus. This is cross. It is the grade exchange where Jesus takes our F and he gives us his perfect A+. We are perfectly forgiven. We're fully accepted and dearly loved in Jesus. Positional grace. We're now adopted. We are forgiven. We are righteous in Jesus. Transformational grace isn't what God does for us through Jesus and the cross. It is what God does in and through us by the Holy Spirit as we abide in Jesus. This is new desires, new motives, new abilities produced by the Holy Spirit in and through us. So don't miss this. You can't get the fruit without the root. Meaning positional grace must always come first. Being precedes doing, right? Justification is the foundation for sanctification. And Jesus illustrates this in John 15. I am the vine, you are the branches. If you abide in me, you will produce much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. So we don't bear fruit by promising to bear fruit, by trying harder, to never do it again. We bear fruit by abiding by faith in Jesus' gift righteousness. He is our justifier. He is our life. And when we rest in that new position, the sap of the Holy Spirit begins to flow from the vine into the branch. And that creates transformation. Now, this changes everything, especially about how we preach, because now we want to go both to the cross and through the cross. Because if we preach to the cross for forgiveness and stop there, we are leaving so much grace on the table. We are leaving empowering grace, not preached. But when we preach through the cross, we actually show what Spirit-empowered change looks like. Not as a duty, not as an obligation, not as a responsibility, but as a gift, as an opportunity, and as a privilege. This is why the gospel and response movements in a PPGR sermon are inseparable. They're distinct, but they are inseparable because the gospel anchors the soul in the finished work of Jesus. And the response then shows how that positional reality empowers a new way to live. So give it a shot, positional and transformational. And if you want some help learning how to seamlessly preach to and through the cross in every message, I put my entire preaching system into a web app to guide you through the steps, step by step by step. No guesswork, just follow your guide. If it could help, check it out at preach360.com. Again, my name is McKay. I look forward to seeing you next time.